For this video message, we're going to try a little bit different format. La and I are going to share a reflective conversation with you, looking back at this last year, La as our deputy head and first year here, and then also how we're going to move forward. So what would you say, La, were the biggest highlights of the year for you?
I've really enjoyed my first year. I've had a lot of fun meeting people, but the best bit really has been the work. And there's been a lot of community engagement around some big projects. And I think the absolute highlights would be the Lego workshops that we did around values. We worked with parents, teachers, students, about 300 people. And then the second highlight would be a student-led conference that we did, which was Belong and Be Brave. We hosted that for the Association of German International Schools, and that was the first student-led conference for Germany. So that felt like an honor.
And in order for all students and everyone in our community, for that matter, to feel safe and really flourish, an essential basis has to be that they feel they belong.
Yeah, and the first learning circles that we did with parents at the start of this academic year was focused around, well, what does belonging mean? So we got to a shared understanding, and that formed really the basis for work on a belonging policy, which will get started next academic year.
We serve the students we have, and we know students, their brains are changing. Social media with time in front of tech devices, all the other COVID, of course, and geopolitical events going on, that really has an effect. And so it's our duty to serve the kids we have, not the ones we had 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe you can take us through a little bit, just highlights of the process over the course of the year.
Well, alongside all the belonging work, which has found its way into this bigger project that's been happening, we have done work on creating a new statement of purpose, come to an understanding about what are we going to focus on, what are we going to be committed to, and then we're going to create indicators of success, which will then become annual measures.
So it has been a lot of work. So what can we expect to see now this year, beginning of next year?
We've got 5 commitments underpinning our statement of purpose. And the first is really what's at the root of all of our work, and that's trust. And when we have trust in place, we know and feel like we can all belong. That's our second commitment. When we've got belonging in place, we know that we can engage. And having engaged learners, that's our third commitment, but also community engagement is super important. When we've got everyone engaging, we've got motivated learners, we have the opportunity to think beyond what's perhaps initially we think is possible. We've got the opportunity to innovate. We've got creative participants. We've got people thinking outside the box. So there's a focus on thinking skills, particularly for Innovate. And when we've got students being able to choose their own direction, choose their own pathways, we've got the opportunity for everyone to flourish. That's our 5th commitment. Students will be able to have an individualised route and path through school that allows them the opportunities to really follow their passions.
So this is making our progress truly transparent to everybody in our community. La, thank you so much for leading this process. It's been a big one. And to everyone, thank you for listening. And we hope you have a very relaxing, rejuvenating, and maybe even reflective summer break. And we all come back in August and are looking forward to focusing upon flourishing.